I'm here with Niamh Dennis, the organiser of the Rosslare protest. So Niamh, how long have you been protesting?
So we're here 60 days now. 60 days protesting. 60 days around barrels, burning barrels, and 60 days waiting for our government to engage with us, which they haven't done so far.
And now, what have they made any attempt at all to alleviate the concerns of the residents?
No. There was a meeting on the 15th of November held with Roderick O'Gorman and some of the deputies from Wexford and the Save Our Nursing Home committee. That meeting was actually meant to be done in person, and our committee were willing to travel to Dublin to meet with him, but it was changed to a Zoom meeting. Didn't even have the decency to come down and engage with the people here, and he basically said that because of the situation he's found himself in, that he wouldn't turn down any offer of accommodation, and that but while the planning issues are still ongoing, that he won't sign any contracts. So the planning issues are still ongoing. That's with An Bord Pleanála, and we're still here looking for a guarantee off of Minister O'Gorman that he won't impose another IPAS centre on us, and that he'll give us our nursing home and invest in the area. We have a really, really well run accommodation centre here in Rosslare Harbour. It's run so well. The people who live there are so lovely, and they're part of our community. And it would be totally unfair to them and to the normal everyday residents here to impose another 400 to 500 people into the village. There's no services here.
And do you think that the government are basically maybe hoping that to wear you out, that that if they don't engage, and then you'll stop protesting, and eventually they'll be able to go ahead with their plans? Do you think that might be their strategy?
Well, that could be their agenda on this, but they'd be very foolish to think that. We have a great resolve down here in Rosslare Harbour, and I haven't seen any signs that anybody is willing to walk away from this without getting our nursing home, saving our nursing home. And then I think it's ignited kind of a fight in the people in the area to say enough is enough now. We need investment. This is we're standing overlooking the European Port of the Year. Like, this is the gateway to Ireland, and you cannot get a bed in the area. So if the boats were cancelled, even just if you were coming in with your family and before you went on to the rest of Ireland and you wanted an overnight stay, you can't get that in Rosslare Harbour. So we need people to actually invest in us, and we need people to pull up their socks, those of them in power, and actually invest in people in Ireland instead of the greed that is IPAS. And it's total greed, and it's glorified human trafficking.
I hear you've been out in the picket line every day. Is that true?
Well, most days the weather will be getting wet weather or windy weather. I just couldn't go because it'd be too dangerous. But I come as often as I can, and I wouldn't come out where it'd be blown over or to get too wet, but most days I'm here.
And John, can I ask, how old are you?
87, 88 next birthday.
And John, you were probably hoping to move into the nursing home that was meant to be set up here, were you?
Oh yes, and bring my wife. My wife is in Carlogue now, 22 kilometres away. She's in Carlogue, and I try to visit her a couple of times a week, and sometimes I have to get a taxi to go in. Well, a taxi at least once a week anyway, and other neighbours bring me in other times, but she's there now. She's there over a year, and I was hoping to bring her down to Rosslare, down to the nursing home down here. And there's other people who'd like to do the same thing as well.
And John, how did you feel when you heard that the nursing home wasn't to be used as a nursing home, but it was to be turned into an IPAS centre? How did that make you feel?
I just couldn't believe it, because the builders were telling us that we were talking to the builders, and they were saying you'll be in a nursing home soon. And the next minute they said, no, you won't. Now a new man who bought it, and they're changing it over to the refugees.
What are your thoughts about the government's response to what's happening here in Rosslare?
The government don't care about people. It's plain to see. We can all see it. Like, they need to listen to the people. We're the people of Ireland speaking up for the old people that built this country. Like, they don't care. It's plain, like, to see.
And if you had one, if you like, how does that make you feel that the way the government is treating the Irish people?
It breaks my heart every single day to see what's going on in this country. Like there's 14,000 Irish people on the streets. 4,000 of them are kids. Like in this freezing cold, where there's plenty of room for the immigrants that are coming here, and it's nothing against it. No one is being racist or anything like that. There's plenty of people in this country who come into this country, add to the country, bring their little talents and add to us and pay their tax, whatever. But like it's scandalous what's going on. Like our own people are suffering.
You